What is going on, everybody? So today we're going to be looking at Sun and Moon because I had a couple people ask me to kind of look at this data the same way I looked at Sword and Shield booster boxes and see how many were listed before 20% leg up, how many more days of inventory remaining there were. So we were supposed to be looking at the last 8 sets of Sun and Moon era, but I forgot to throw Forbidden Light between Ultra Prism and Celestial Storm, so we're going to be looking at 7 of the last 8 sets from the Sun and Moon era. And what's crazy to me is that these are all $1,000 plus boxes at this point. And for the lowest listed, you guys know first, the Sword and Shield videos, I took TCG player pricing, but for this video, I took lowest listed on eBay. And the reason for that, and maybe I should take in TCG player, a lot of these boxes just don't sell a ton on TCG player. So it's actually probably more accurate data to use eBay. But basically I took lowest listed box, and then I took 20% more than that for a 20% leg up. And we tried to see how many boxes were listed between lowest listed and that 20% leg up. And then I took daily sales, all sales for 2 weeks divided by 14 there. And the price for lowest listed was without shipping or tax. And you'll see for a lot of these sets, like there are not a lot of boxes out there. So starting off with Ultra Prism, lowest listed is $1,083. And again, I'm not going to bring up every single box on eBay. That would just be way too many tabs. But TCG Player has around $822. So you can see there is a huge price discrepancy. $1,083 on eBay, lowest listed. 20% leg up would be $1,300 approximately. I rounded to the nearest dollar on all of these. 8 booster boxes listed below $1,300, and they're selling at 0.43 boxes per day, which means there's about 18.6 days of remaining inventory. Next up, Celestial Storm, lowest listed is $2,250, which is insane. 20% leg up would be $2,700. There's 1 box listed between $2,250 and $2,700, and they're selling about 0.14 boxes a day. So that, in theory, would only give you about a week worth of inventory before we get to this 2,700 number. In reality, that's not going to happen, but again, and we'll talk about that towards the end of the video when we kind of just summarize all the data here. Lost Thunder, $1,000, 20% leg up's $1,200. There's 1 box listed between those, and only 0.07 boxes selling on a daily basis. That'd be about 2 weeks of data. Team Up, the lowest listed box I could find in North America is $6,250. And then 20% leg up would be $7,500. There's only 3 boxes, 3 total boxes listed between $6,250 and $7,500, but no sales in the past 14 days. So again, we can't really get a number there. And that kind of makes sense, right? Team Up's the most expensive box. It's going to be a lot less common to see sales of this box, especially at this price now, around that $6,000 USD. Like, that is insane, $6,000 USD. At least the last 3 sets here, though, we have a little bit more data to go off of. So Unbroken Bonds, $1,500. TCG Player, I think, is still a lot less than that, only $900, right? So it's difficult. Maybe if we do 3 or, no, about the same, $900. So TCG Player is far behind what's going on here, but three booster boxes listed between $1,500 and $1,800, which would be a 20% leg up. They're selling about 0.36 boxes per day. That's about 8 days worth of inventory. Unified Minds, $1,595. 5 boxes listed between that and $1,914, and selling same rate as Unbroken Bonds, so about 14 days of inventory. And then Cosmic Eclipse, fairly similar, $1,900. 5 boxes listed before $2,280, selling at the same rate as Unified Minds and Unbroken Bonds. So that gives you, again, about 14 days worth of inventory remaining. Now, there aren't a ton of conclusions you can come to just by looking at this, because it really isn't a lot of data and it's over a small period of time. But what we can tell is that obviously a lot of these boxes have shot up in price, and it doesn't seem like they're coming down anytime soon. One thing I will point out, a couple of these boxes, like Ultra Prism, Lost Thunder, they were selling a bit below their lowest listed price. So there were a couple sales over the past week, at least for Lost Thunder, which is a good example, in that like $850, $900 range. You did have some up over $1,000, I do believe, and same thing with Ultra Prism, a little bit up, a little bit down, but for these other sets, they were probably a bit more consistent. Outside of that, I think one thing we can kind of assume is that there really just aren't that many boxes of Sun and Moon out there. And the boxes that are out there, people are not willing to list right now. Even if people bought Sun and Moon boxes, like say you bought Unbroken Bonds, Unified Minds, Cosmic Eclipse, you bought these maybe last year around that $600-700 range, you could double up at this point, but it doesn't seem like a lot of those boxes are hitting the market right now. People are still holding on to a lot of those. And I know Sun and Moon was printed a lot less than Sword and Shield era. For example, Fusion Strike, Chilling Reign. These boxes, there's going to be way more of those boxes out there than a lot of these Sun and Moon sets. But I think this is kind of like a semi-relevant illustration of what could potentially happen to a lot of these Sword and Shield sets within the next 18 months to 24 months. We'll see that initial leg up from around 400 to like 700, 800, and then we'll see another leg up to maybe like 1200, and then a lot of the boxes will jump to that 15, 2000 range. And at the same time, we're going to see overall less boxes listed for those Sword and Shield sets, and we're likely going to see the daily sales volume come down over time. So short and sweet video today. Happy Easter if you guys celebrate. If not, happy Sunday. Thank you so much for watching the videos. If you are shopping, eBay, TCG Player, Hobbiesville, I have affiliate links down below, free and easy to use. I get a small kickback, helps out the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.